And I got up to, it turned out that there was a Canadian team climbing Mount Everest.
That's right.
And a former CP Montrealer was doing PR for it. The first thing he did was offer me a drink, which I turned down, of course.
Robin Palin, eh?
Robin Palin. Robin offered me a drink and I turned it down, and he thought I was sick. He didn't realize I was just trying to recover from your instant displeasure. And at one point there's a crisis, and this engineer, I knew he was an engineer because he had a white lab coat and all these pencils in a pocket protector, comes running out and says, dial this string of numbers. So I dialed this, I sat there, and he said, why aren't you doing anything? And I said, well, I thought, I don't work for this company. And he said, dial it anyway. So I dialed it, and a voice at the other end of the phone picks it up and says, base camp, and CP got a scoop on the ascent of Mount Everest, which was supposed to be a Southern exclusive. And I phoned you and told you I had this scoop, and you didn't really believe me. I had to get Robin Palin on the phone, the PR guy, because I had an interview with the team. They patched me through all the way up the mountain on Mount Everest.
Shit, and this is how many years ago too, eh?
This would be in the 1980s.
Yeah, that could happen today, but happening, for everything to line up for that to happen back then was.
And you, Mark Daly, you didn't believe me until I put Robin Palin on the phone, and he was drunker than I was. And we had a national scoop, and the Gazette was part of the Southern team. They paid $25,000 to buy the exclusive rights to this, and CP scooped them.
We have a message from Pauline Couture. Here's her message. Old friends, it seems that such a long time ago, when working on VDTs was leading edge, energy was unlimited, and tolerance for mind-bending substances was beyond comprehension. I was 21. I remember staring at Doug Ball's photo of the Queen picking her nose in Victor Gabby's bathroom while a typical CP party raged outside, bemoaning my own uncool lack of ability to smoke dope or anything else. I remember being insanely jealous when pouring a barely conscious Jeff Howard onto the sidewalk outside the Star Building at 1 a.m. File the wire on the overnight shift, because Peter Buckley would never let me do it, even though I was always conscious. Not that I ever held it against Jeff. His good-natured grin reappeared the minute the effects of whatever hallucinogenic he was on at the moment, and sometimes sooner. I missed CP for a long time after I left. I never ever thought that it was fair that somehow I had got dragged into the chain letter scam at the very time, at the very end, and only got my $75 back, but didn't even get asked to invest in Trivial Pursuit. Damn you, Haney and Abbott. I'm just kidding. In 1 year at CP Montreal, I covered crime, politics, culture, the Olympics, and René Lévesque, who of course made a pass at me. I laid the foundation for all the deadline-driven, focused, disciplined work I have done in 2 languages ever since. And I basked in an extraordinary and generous camaraderie that has never been matched anywhere else I have worked. All is forgiven, and I bitterly regret not being there. Attached as proof of the reason I couldn't. I didn't receive an attachment. I am absolutely counting on Denny Arar to stay sober enough to remember every detail of what happens tonight. She is stuck with giving me the complete lowdown in San Francisco next week when I get there on my homeward swing. Love to you all, Pauline Couture.
I'm shooting some video for Peter. I'm shooting for Peter Buckley here. You remember Peter?
Yeah.
Stuart Logie and his wife. Say hi. Hi. I have to come right up close to you because there's no light here. Peter.
Hey. I mean, is this going to Peter?
Yeah.
Peter. Hi, Peter. Larry Black. Nice to see you. Wish you were here.
Good stuff.
I owe my career to you.
Yeah, everybody's pretty, I mean, he hired us all, basically.
I did.
You know?
He was the guy.
I'm running into a few people he didn't hire here. That's Larry Black.
Well, you should see Craig's letter of rejection from Peter Buckley. Craig Toomey brought it before he got hired. Peter had rejected it. It's very funny. You should see it. You should get it on tape.
Oh, I will. Craig.
Hi Peter, I want to show you, I've kept this for many years. It's my rejection letter from you when I applied to CP.
You may have noticed,
August
Craig.
31st, 1977, you said at the time, Our staff is unusually stable now, perhaps partly in response to a generally tight job market.
So does he say with regret or?
He says, the varied experience you have had in work and travel should help to commend your application.
But not here.
It's very encouraging. And I have to tell you that about 2 months later, on my 23rd birthday, I called you up and you told me that I had a job at CP, and that was to change my life. And I have to thank you.
I'm a very successful freelancer now after a few
Yes.
years at the Gazette. And I know
You had an amazing impact on my life and made everything possible, and I owe you a lot, man.
and he hates when I say this because I say it every time I see him. The fucker hasn't aged. He refuses to age. It drives me nuts.
And we really miss you. Wish you had been here tonight, but some other time.
You bet. Hey guys. Hey Dennis, I'm shooting some video for Peter Buckley here, who couldn't be here tonight.
Hi,
So
Peter, I wish you were here. You're a great guy. I don't remember you, but I heard good things about you. I just wish you could be with us. Over to Dennis.
Peter, you're missing the CP party of the century, the last one and the current one. So take care of yourself and stay well.
thank you for that. Catherine.
Oh, I remember when you told me about your days as a foreign correspondent in Russia and all kinds of other exotic places in the world, and we're sorry you're not here.
I don't know you, Peter, but my husband Joel Rumi speaks really well of you, and he sends you all his love and affection.
Thank you so much.
You did, but after us.
I'll read one very brief letter from Pierre Vigneault. Felicity and Eric, it's breaking my heart, but I'm unable to attend the reunion. So many good people to miss. I just don't have the health. I've always felt that CP staffers were among the best in the business, and still are. Have a hell of a night, Pierre.
Okay, well, hi Peter, I was wondering where you were, so I brought this. This is something I want to show you. I think it is probably the only existing Gazette shift roll left in the entire world.
Holy cow.
This is from the summer of 1976, mostly an exchange between Joel Rumi and myself when I was at the Gazette shift, getting the blacks and typing them over to Joel.
That's impressive.
So I've saved this and I actually dug it out, and this is the only time, I think, ever that it's going to mean anything to a whole whack of people in the same room.
Should you read something out of there? Like
oh good God. It's got a black from police desk about fire that destroyed a private sauna studio de santé de Montréal. Arson is suspected. You want.
You want. You want.
And then Will Pass just send Cobby Boy your way. Don't thank me, JR. No blacks yet, but 2 pics. One of Monroe signing something, and one of the fire for the store you didn't want.
Incredible. Did the telephone exist back in those days, or we were just like, this was sort of
Well, this was like...
this is part of the whole thing,
You
right?
remember this thing?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, but you remember this. It was like, it was all capital letters.
Yeah.
And you just sort of said it. I remember you had to put your whole weight into these
And the
things.
deskers back in the office had to pencil this stuff, and it was, oh
Yeah,
God, it was
I
a...
must have done a story sometime, because I think it was a Friday night, and it was a really slow night. I'm not even sure that there's a
You
story.
had to go over to the Gazette office, right, and work on an old, ancient
That's right.
machine.
I have to do the
Blues.
Okay, on this thing. Probably the only thing I filed that night. Montreal out, ZZZ. Editors, gas freights. Lion, Ottawa. Public Service Alliance rejects general strike, CP and Gazette. 2, Montreal. Lack of inspectors blamed for lapses in air safety rules, Gazette. 3, Cape Town. Police seal off blast districts, UPI. 4, Salisbury. Rhodesia official killed, UPI and Reuters. 5, St. Jerome, a millionaire jailed 1 day for receiving stolen goods, no credit. 6, Ottawa, Monroe warns of legal action against people participating in protest day, no credit. 7, Toronto, 11 showing symptoms of Lassa fever, CP and UPI. And 8, Belfast, Reef unites Ulster rivals AP. Local picks 9, CP Montreal.
Lassa fever.
You were very diligent.
Way to go, man.
Oh yeah.